What's up, family? How's everybody doing out there? If it's your first time checking out the show, this is how we do it. You let me know what city, what state you're checking in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you're representing. I'll give out a few shout outs and then I'm going in. Let's see. Okay, I don't, okay, here we go. Southern Cal in the building. What's up, X? Also, if you want to skip the line, jump in the super chat. All right, y'all kind of slow on dropping your info on your city and state. Y'all leaving more comments than anything about this topic, and I'll come back to that in a moment. So let me jump right on into it, y'all. So Loni Love of The Real Talk Show fixed her mouth to say that black men are basically inherently cheaters, is what she said. Her words, I don't speak for the black community, but I do think that a lot of black men, they really don't know how to have true faithful relationships. They think because they have money, because they have power, that they can treat women any kind of way. So Adrian, how do you say that? How do you say her last name? Bailon is how you say it, yeah. Adrian Bailon attempted to broaden the comment to men in general. But, you know, this is what she said. She said, I think, sadly, in so many cultures, that this is the whole machismo thing. That goes across the board. But then Loni insisted that the issue of cheating is one that impacts black men the strongest. She said, no, it's not across the board, because what is happening is that we are still dealing with the point of slavery. And we are descendants of slavery. And because our families were broken up, we still do not have an idea of how to have togetherness because our families were broken up. Folks will be mad, but we need to work on building good relationships that honor women. Love added this. Now, well, let's get right to her own words. We need to work together at building good relationships that honor women, yet she went right to a white man's arms. How are we gonna do that, Loni? I mean, Loni, how you say it, Loni? Yeah, Loni. How you gonna do that, Loni? You ain't, you with a white man. How you gonna work on your relationship with black men if you with a white man? And how you gonna speak on black men when you land up with a white man? How you gonna speak on a black man's relationship? See, this is not just a problem with black women. This is a problem with some black men also. It's not just a problem with some black women. It's a problem with some black men. What they do is that they'll date outside of their race, and to justify it, they will try to put down the opposite gender of their same race and try to somehow blame their own people for their shortcomings because they had a bad situation with however many number of people they probably dated out of the millions of black people all around the world, billions of black people around the world. They dated 2 or 3 or 10 or 12 or 20, and somehow that's a representation of all black men or all black women. So to make themselves feel good, they will try to put down black folks. They try to put down the person of the opposite gender within their race. They think when they talk like that, that they're somehow special. They're special. They did good. They got outside the box. They started dating outside because, you know, they're smarter than everybody else. And girl, you better reach out boy, you better reach out, you better get on out there and see what else is out there. And they think somehow they're smarter by doing this, and they make it a point. They go out of their way to insult their own people. They actually go out of their way to insult their own people. Have you ever noticed that other people who date outside of their race, you never hear them publicly saying, well, that's why I don't mess with white women, or I don't mess with Hispanic males or Asian this or that or whatever. They don't do that. They do what they do and they keep it moving. They never sit up and try to justify why they date outside of their race. And they never attack their opposite gender within their race. They never do this. You know who do this? Dumbass black folks. That's the only ones who do it. And it's always the ones who think they're smarter than everybody else. It's them, the self-righteous ones, the ones who get up in their feelings. They get into their feelings. And instead of saying, you know what, that was my relationship with the people that I was with, that was my experience with them. I know that they don't represent all black men or all black women. So therefore, I am not going to fix my mouth to sound stupid enough to make a sweeping generalization. I'm not going to do that. But they think they're smart by making these generalizations. Loni made a sweeping generalization about black men, basically saying that we're inherently flawed because we're incapable of being faithful because of slavery and because of welfare and other traumatic experiences, right? Now, let me explain something to you how these bootlicking, step and fetch it Sambos do, right? This is what they do. They do exactly what white supremacists do. They will regurgitate white supremacist talking points by stating some truths within their attack against the black, within their criticism of black people. They'll put a little truth in. And then by putting that little piece of truth in, it makes the people that are not smart enough to decipher, you know what, yeah, you said something right. Well, you know what, some of what she said is true, and that kind of thing. You see? So she'll say something like, okay, like she said, okay, slavery. So she mentioned slavery, that, okay, we were separated by slavery. We were separated, and so we didn't have a tradition of staying together because of slavery. She failed to mention that it was her white husband's ancestors who enslaved us and broke our families up in the first place. She failed to mention that it was her white husband's ancestors and people that looked like him who implemented the welfare system in the first place and made it a condition, made one of the conditions to be that black men could not be inside of the household if a black woman were to gain the benefits that they only implemented because they wasn't giving black men jobs. They, when the market crashed, when America went into a recession, black men couldn't get jobs. You know how they go, first, last hired, first fired. That's us. So when the recession came, the black men were not able to get jobs. So they said, well, you can't get jobs, but we'll give your woman some welfare. We'll give her some benefits. We'll help your family, but we won't help you. We'll help your family, but we won't help you. You got to get out of the house, and we know you ain't got no job, but you still got to find somewhere to go. She failed to mention that they're the ones who created that oppressive system in the first place. So this is another act of how, this is another example how people like her throw out these false narratives, and how this white supremacist power structure in America uses black people who are willing to do anything for a bag, who would do anything for some attention, to sell out black folks and talk down on the black community, talk down on black folks and help divide black folks. These are your Candace Owens, your Charles Barkley's, your Stephen A's, your Stacey Dashes, all of these type of people. They're all the same. They're all the same. They'll do anything for that bag. And what they fail to realize is that they all are on a time scheduled limit. Every last one of them is going to play out. And when it play out, they're going to be all out there in that ocean, hanging on to a straw, trying to survive. I see what she's doing. She's trying to justify her relationship with her white husband. So, what better? Let me pick on black men. Let me pick on black men, the most assaulted group of people in the whole world. Let me pick on them. I got this platform that was given to me by white folks, and white folks want to hear me talk bad about black men. So let me get in here and talk bad about black men, because there are a number of white folks who do blame everything on black men and black folks, but specifically black men are a major target. So, let me regurgitate those talking points so they can go, yeah. Did y'all notice how when she started talking down on black men, the crowd did this here? It's a setup, man. It's all game. Look, Loni, your issue with black men ain't got shit to do with black men. That's you. See, the one thing that you have in common, one thing that all your relationships have in common is you. Have you ever thought about that? No. See, that's too much like right. It's too much like right to look at yourself, look within yourself and say, well, what did I do in a relationship? What could I possibly have done to mess these relationships up? And if I am such a good person, why do I keep picking bad people? Because obviously there are black men out there who have been in relationships for 50 years with the same woman, 60 years with the same woman, who have been in loyal relationships, been with women for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever amount of time, and they're still married, they're in happy relationships. The black woman ain't complaining, but you want to try to figure out some kind of way that, to make her feel like she somehow made a mistake of being happy with this man. Like, no, he had to cheat on you. He had to do something because he's black. See, he's inherently bad because he's black. So what is the role that you played in these relationships that you in? What did you do? Don't be blaming it on Lil Webby, blame it on Lil Debbie. Yeah, check yourself. We ain't got nothing to do with your decision to date outside of your race. If you found a good white man or a good man outside of your race from any race, that's your business. Give him his individual props. But giving him his props does not mean that you have to shit on black men. You can get that man his props and just keep on going about your business. Did you notice that that man, that white man that you married, is not going out there talking down on white women? Have you ever noticed that? And you ain't gonna see other white men out there talking down on white women either, because they got better sense. They're gonna stick to the code. They ain't not gonna get so emotional where they're gonna share that type of dirty laundry with you and the rest of the world. But your emotional sick ass, you don't know no better. You think because you got some money and a platform that you're somehow empowered, like you really got power. But them folks can take that, sweep that, snatch that rug from underneath you at any moment. That's why You yourself was unsure when everybody was talking about you was gonna get replaced. You was unsure, and you're still unsure every day. You don't know when those people are gonna fire you. You don't know when your time is gonna be up. It's up to them. Your bag is contingent upon what they decide. And Weight Watchers is the same way. Yeah, once you're dealing with Weight Watchers, you call yourself the ambassador to Weight Watchers. Let's see how that goes while they're watching your weight. Let's see how that goes. Your bag is contingent upon them wanting to continue to do business with you. The minute they say we don't want to do business with you, you got to go find something else to do. You got to go find something else to do. All you black people out there who are dating outside of your race, love who the hell you want to love. But you ain't got to put your own people down to make yourself feel good or to justify dating outside of your race. Just say you like this kind of person, or, I dated outside because I like this person, or I like this person. I'm in love with this person. Why do you have to put down your own people to uplift somebody else? And this ain't no knock to the white dudes, to every white dude out there, but if you're gonna talk about white dudes being so great, tell the whole story. Tell the whole story how you got here in the first place. Tell the whole story about why you don't like yourself, why many times as a black woman, you looked in that mirror and you hated what you saw. Tell that story. Tell who made you hate yourself. Tell that part of the story. Talk about the propaganda machine that was used and who operated that propaganda machine to make you hate yourself in the first place. To make you hate that dark melanin skin that you have and make you still deal with it. Even no matter what you do and talk about on that show, to this day, you still got a complex because you got to mention us to feel good about yourself. You got to put us down. You got to put the black man down so that you can somehow feel good about yourself. You know who do that? Who else does that? Racist white folks. All day, every day. The racist white folks out here, they are nothing without racism. They're nothing. So when they're having a bad day, let me find some black person try to kick around. Let me find a Hispanic person try to kick around. Let me find an immigrant to say something bad about because I don't like myself. Nah, we ain't got nothing to do with your issues. That's between you and dude. And I'm gonna tell you something else. He gonna cheat on your ass. And when he do, we know you're gonna try to keep it low. And that's another thing about black people who date outside of their race. They will try to, they'll give that person in that new relationship, it's that white person, when I'm saying dating outside of race, I'm talking about the ones who date white folks. They'll give that white person a whole lot more latitude to offend them and harm them than they will a black person. You know why? Because they're trying to save face and they're trying to prove to everybody that it's not going to happen to them what they say is going to happen to them. That, oh, he gonna call you the N-word. She gonna call you, the first time y'all get into it, they gonna call you the N-word. Then what you gonna do? Or he's only with you or she's only with you because it's a fetish. See, they don't want you to come out and start talking like that. So what they gonna do? They're gonna be like, let me just hold, I'm gonna stick it out. So they end up staying in these type of relationships, these type of abusive relationships, even longer than they would stay in an abusive relationship with a black person, or a relationship that's not really abusive, but it's just not working. They'll stay in a relationship longer. Tell me if I'm lying. I got them down pat, man. I see them coming from a mile away. I know where they come from. I know how they think. Lonnie Love, you ain't never gonna be a white woman. You can go date their man. You can hang out at their spots and go to their clubs and their parties and kick it with them and all that stuff, but you ain't never gonna be a white woman. Yeah, you can get your hair done like them and everything. You ain't gonna never be a white woman. So you can kill that noise. It ain't gonna work. Black men who cheat, those numbers ain't no higher than any other numbers. Black men cheat for the same reason that any other men cheat, because they want to. It's as simple as that. Ain't got jack to do with no slavery. Ain't got jack to do with no welfare. Ain't got jack to do with none of that. Black men cheat because they want to. It ain't even got nothing to do with the woman that they're with. Because women out there, the good women out there already know that you can do everything that's expected of a woman. You can be loyal. You can be beautiful. You can keep yourself in shape. Can't speak for you, Lonnie, but you can keep yourself in shape and be healthy. You can cook and clean. You can smell good. You can do everything that he wants done to him by a woman in bed. You can be the big old freak, and he will still cheat if he's not there yet, if he's not ready to be in a monogamous relationship, if he is not mature enough to be with one woman. If he's not going to be faithful, he's not going to be faithful. Has nothing to do with slavery or welfare or your ethnicity, you dummy. Has nothing to do with your ethnicity. If a man wants to cheat, he is going to cheat, and he cheats because he wants to. Has nothing to do with you. A man cheats oftentimes for the same reason a woman cheats, because she wants to. One can make the argument that, well, most of the time when women cheat, it's because a man ain't giving her something that she wanted, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll accept that to a degree. But there are a lot of women out there women are probably catching up to men in the cheating arena. So what is this axe that you have to grind, in regards to black men? It ain't about cheating. Her axe to grind with black men is not about cheating. It's about black men, period. Period. She got a problem with black men on every level, with everything. It's not just about cheating. She just got a problem with black men. That's her problem. She says she met her husband on a dating app. So she met her husband on a dating app, and she said that she hadn't met his kids before they got married. For a while, she hadn't met his kids, and they were living in the same, city, but she hadn't met them. Now, had that been a black man who had kids and she hadn't met them, oh, another black man, single father, he got kids with a woman, with a wife, with a mother. Oh, it's a white dude, so he get a pass. White dude that's divorced or broken up, don't even know if he ever married, but he gets a pass. Why? Because he's a white dude. He get a pass. She never thought, I wonder did she ever think that, why is he not with those kids' mother? Did she think, okay, so she called us and said, well, I'm gonna get outside of my race because I don't like black men. And I'm gonna announce it to the world. And she holds her husband up like he's some major prize. If he's such a major prize, how come he not with his wife? How come the wife got rid of him? Why the wife let him go? Why did the wife let him get away? Why did the white wife let him get away if he's such a prize? All these white women out here that's got issues with white men that cheat. Cheating has always been a big deal with men, period. Women have always had a problem with men cheating, all kind of women. Why is it that white women don't get on social media and on these big platforms like on The Real and The View and all these other shows and stuff and talk down about white men specifically? When white women air their grievances about men, it's about men in general. It's never about white men specifically. Even if they're thinking it, they will not say it. You know why? Because they're on code, you dummy. They're gonna be on code, dummy. That's why. But you don't know any better because you wasn't taught any better. You know, you probably got the same information that you got. You probably got it from your mama, and she probably got it from her mama. So you never learned. Or maybe your mama had the information, but you didn't want that information from your mama because you thought mama was old school. You ain't think mama was smart enough, you know, because mama didn't have the degree that you got. So you went out and got your degrees and you went to the big schools and stuff like that, the universities. So you think you smarter than mama, even though mama held it down for 40, 50 years with her husband, but you can't hold it down for 40, 50 days. But somehow you got the degree, you got the big job, and you're smarter than mama. You smarter than big mama. Come on, man. Get out of here with that foolishness, man. Let me see what y'all saying, family. Wavy JAE says, stupid cow. I second that emotion. Made in Philly says her eyes are full of hatred. Real talk. She do look like her eye. When you look at her, you can hear, you can watch her, man. She smile a lot, man, but she's a sick puppy, full of hate. I saw it in her eyes. She do have a lot of hate. You can look at her and tell. She started talking about black men, and you know, I'm disappointed at Adrian, because Adrian started off, Adrian was the only one on the panel that rolled for us. So she started talking, and then she backtracked. She at first she was like, no, you know, it's across the board. And then she allowed Loni to bully her into silence. Yeah, the convo was about Kevin Hart cheating and Joe Biden saying that, you know, Kevin Hart works a lot, he works hard, and you know, he works hard, he don't want to go back to the hood and all of this stuff. And so Loni started talking about how black men think that because they got money, they can cheat. You know, because they got money and power, they can cheat. Is that why Harvey Weinstein is breaking all sexual assault records with across the board, and Jeff Epstein is how all these underage girls, I mean hundreds and hundreds of underage girls claiming that he molested them and raped them, assaulted them, sexually assaulted them, abused them. That's right. Money and power. These are two white guys who had money and power. Matt Lauer, money and power. Oh, okay. So, are they black? I didn't think so. Money and power has nothing to do, money and power is not race specific. You find a man with money and power, of course he's gonna think, you know, if he don't know who he is, if he hasn't grown into a mature man, a mature, logical thinking man, he is going to make those type of mistakes. He is going to make those type of infractions. Of course, if he don't know, if he's unlearned, you know, there was a time when I was there, you know, when I was in my 20s and 30s, early 30s, I was there. You know, I'm a different man now. So that has nothing to do with money and power. But that when they're in the wrong and they can't really justify, they don't have any sensible argument, then they say stupid stuff. And they'll blame it on anything. They just come up with all kind of old stupid excuses, stupid reasoning. Like Hard Nation Sports Podcast, what's up? Mahar, is that Mahari? Yeah, what up? Okay. Salute. Stickum, what up? Appreciate you. Stickum says 601. She's always saying dumbass comments. She think like a person who spends no time thinking, using generalized statements to box people up, like there's no backlash to it. She ain't saying that shit about white men. You know she ain't saying it about white men because she paid and controlled by them. She ain't gonna say nothing about them. She's being paid to regurgitate white supremacist talking points. She better not say nothing about white men. She better not be critical of white women. I bet she'll never, ever fix her mouth to publicly say anything critical about white women, specific. I bet she won't say nothing like that. I bet she won't specifically criticize white men for any of white men's transgressions, any of the transgressions that white men have. I bet she won't dare fix her fucking mouth to say anything bad about white men. That lets you know she's a puppet, she's being controlled. She ain't gonna say nothing negative about him because her ass will be out of a job. No, she ain't gonna say nothing bad about him. Melanin Beauty, I see you, appreciate you. Yeah, she ain't gonna say nothing. She know her beans from her cornbread. She's stupid, but she ain't that stupid. And by the way, I didn't even know she was a comedian because she ain't funny. She might be a joke, but she ain't funny. Next level, 2020 is starting out as mammy season. Real talk, it's time to cancel these traitors. Real talk. Yeah, she know her beans from a cornbread. You know, her, you know, acting like black men has this cheating game on lock. You know, it's nothing but intraracial prejudice. That's all it is. Intraracial prejudice. She one of those blacks that can't stand herself. See, when you hate your own, it's no way possible you can hate your own people or any part of your own people. Like, it's no way possible a black man can hate black women and love himself. Impossible. It's no way possible you can hate black women and love your black daughter or your black mother. Impossible. That is the greatest example of cognitive dissonance that I've ever heard. This is, you can't hate black men and love your black son or your black father or your black brother. Impossible. This is why I say they're all dummies. All of them who talk like this are straight flunky dummies. They have no sense whatsoever. Just because you went to school don't mean that you're educated. There's a whole lot of people went to school and got degrees. It's the old saying, you send a fool to school and he gonna come back a fool. You send a fool, it's actually say you send a fool to school to get educated, he's gonna come back as an educated fool. That's all you have on these talk shows, man. There's a bunch of educated fools. See, what's the name of that production company that she's with? Well, you know it's on Fox. Yeah, it comes on Fox. The name of that show, the talk. What is it called? The talk? No, The Real. So The Real on Fox production company. Let's see who this production company is. $4.95 Productions. $4.95 Productions. So all you got to do is look at who the owners are. Sally Ann Salsano. See, for them to allow her to say stuff like that, that means that they agree with it, and they actually are probably, not probably, but they're pushing the narrative. This is all part of the propaganda to taint the Black man's image around the world. So when we see these actors and these commentators and all these celebrities and stuff like that get on these platforms and say things like that about us, well, we know it's a hit job. We know you got to look at who's stroking the check. That's where it's coming from. See, they're paying these clowns, these Sambos, to say what they can't say, or they don't want to risk saying, because they know immediately if they say it, then it'll be a boycott. But people are less likely to boycott a whole network or a station or whatever if it's one person saying something. They're less likely to boycott the whole network. And if the heat get too hot, then they'll just fire that person. So basically, this is what she's saying is what Massa has told her to say. Massa has given her instructions to say, not specifically say it like this, but I need you to take this approach. And they take the approach and say it in their own way. King T, what up? Appreciate you. What's up, Earl? What's up, Earl? Earl Smith in the building. Rude Dan, what up? Toussaint Erickson. I see you. Is that your real name, Toussaint? I like that Toussaint name. They don't know nothing about that Toussaint. See, that's a real one. They don't know what's up with that Toussaint. Zaddy Dog, locker room funk is real. Real talk. And look, and again, that's why I say don't just look at the relationship that she had with the men. I mean, look at her movement. It was reported that I think it was 2014 that she broke up with her then boyfriend to pursue her comedy career. But she's trying to act like it's all about, how she's been treated. Right. Okay. So good point, Pixel, Big G. So Kevin has a hard time being faithful. She didn't need to make it a thing for black men only, as all races of men and women cheat. Exactly. Yeah. And you know, she could have, if she wanted to comment, she could have kept it on Kevin. But that's what I mean, y'all. They go out of their way to attack the black. She went actually out of her way to generalize, to make it a generalization about black men. She didn't have to do that shit. She could have just, if you wanted to get with somebody, just get at Kevin and say, you know, Kevin got a problem, he needs to grow up, whatever. You know what? All black men have a problem in general, you know, since slavery issues and welfare, and, you know, black men have a problem being faithful. Who is that? D Green, what up? Absolutely. Appreciate you. Yeah. I look at it like these people that's like her, you know, she is a mole. She's a blackface, taken out, being used by the white supremacist power structure to continue the hit job on the black man image, on the black male image. That's her job, to do a hit job on the black male image. And she gets to sit her ass up there in that chair and talk down on black men and get a bag for doing it. Get a bag. Like, man. I don't even know how they look at themselves, man. How they sleep at night. I don't even know how they sleep at night. You gotta be a type of person with no conscience to do something like that. She is one that I would absolutely not trust. And her boyfriend is a struggling actor. So when that shit is over, I guess it's her husband now, is a struggling actor. When it's over, he gonna take that bread and run, hit her all upside the head. It just trips me out. Another thing, I'm gonna make this point, family, and I'm gonna shut it down. I'll make this point. I've had my issues with black women in the past. My first girlfriend cheated on me. My mother was abusive towards me. But I've also had some great black women in my life who treated me very well, including my grandmother and my friends' mothers. And I've had some good girlfriends in my time. I'm smart enough to know that not all black women should be placed in the same category for anything. Now, I'm also smart enough to know that it's not, I can't make a general, I can't make a general claim against black women and it not affect the black women that I call myself loving. If I have a problem with black women and I get in my feelings and I just start spewing negative energy about black women on my platform or publicly somewhere or whatever, or even privately, because even those private kind of conversations are negative energy. If I start doing stuff like that, it makes it harder for my daughter, my sisters, my aunts, my cousins, my female black friends to live and already challenging life inside the skin they're in because of the racial component in America, and that America has produced worldwide. The negative perception that America has produced, American government in cahoots with American media has produced and has created this negative image of us worldwide. And if I fix my mouth to talk down on Black women, it makes it harder for the Black women that I claim to love to live their lives, because they are going to be, I would be reinforcing that negative stereotype. I'm not that fucking dumb. Lonnie Love, I know you think you're not that dumb, but you dumber than a bag of rocks. And for that, for calling Black men out and saying that Black men are inherently cheats, that we somehow cheat more than all other folks out there, all other men and the other different groups, we cheat more than them. Your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should. No more talk.